All right, so here we are in Braille class. There is more than one way to skin a cat. Do you know what that means? You know that turn of phrasing? Look that up. There's more than one way to skin a cat, which has to do with me accessing um, Zoom and other stuff going on. I mean, it's been so difficult for me to get on. And so I decided to record this lesson so that we can play a little bit of catch up. How's that? So you can read this Braille class words middle school students should know. We're going to do that first. Oh, mercy. So, or should we do that first? I think I had something else for you to do first. Like look in the table of contents in your Braille book and look at your letter from Gregory the Braille Frog. Okay, we'll do that first. In his letter, there are some things to look for, like Greg asked how your summer was, but he also tells you about some things that he and his family did over the summer. How did Greg manage to enjoy his summer despite the quarantine? That's number one to look for in Greg's letter. Number two, what was the app that Greg's family used to stay in touch with friends and family? What does that app for frogs remind you about concerning a human app, an app for humans? It's kind of similar, so just say what it reminds you of about our app. Number three, how did Greg manage to take a mini vacation from home? And number four, describe the family projects in the frog home. All right, and we're going to be able to discuss that. Okay, let me see if I can get to another screen share, and I will write. I just have no idea because this thing is acting a bit differently. But he also tells, okay, he also tells you about some things he and his family. This is another issue I had over at the high school over the summer. How did Greg, oops, come on, manage to, come, don't you stop on me, enjoy his summer despite, oh, the next one is, I don't even remember if I read that or not. The thing blinked out on me so long. Number two, what was the app Greg's family used to stay in touch with friends and family? What does that app for frogs remind you about an app for humans? And number three, how did Greg manage to take a mini vacation from home? Meaning while he's still in his home, not from home to someplace else. Not for now, hopefully, no, don't let something else happen. Okay. Okay, one more time. And there's the share screen again. Okay, then we have the words middle schoolers should know. Number three, and the questions above there was, how did Greg manage to take a mini vacation while he was still in his home? And let's see, now we're going to go through the words that I think I sent these to you, that every middle schooler should know. And the first word is emerge. It means to come out, as in coming out to from a coming into view, like it. Okay, this is getting weird the way this is, and it's getting very, oh, one of our words, exasperating to keep having to start this over. The way this thing keeps stopping on me. So the second word is engross. Engross means to have something to consume all of one's attention or time. For instance, you could be so engrossed in a Harry Potter book that you don't see the snake sitting next to your chair, reading along with you. And number three is exasperation. I am showing exasperation when I go, ah, because I'm annoyed. Exasperation is a feeling of annoyance. You're annoyed by a little brother, when you're annoyed by a little sister, or by a program that keeps stopping and restarting on you, or you can't stay online for some reason. It is really exasperating, and it's getting on my last exasperated nerve. And the next one is a more exciting word. Like I have to remember that's AR. So exhilarate is to feel something with, oh, the best kind of emotion, and it's sort of an excitement or a feeling of goodness. So when you're exhilarated, you're excited, you're enthusiastic about something. So to exhilarate, to fill with sublime emotion. Well, sublime, like eating a, you can experience exhilaration from having fudge covered cheesecake. Oh, is that delicious? That is exhilarating. Jargon. Jargon is technical terms or words or characteristics of some subject. Like you have jargon if you're in the military, they have certain words that they use only in the military that we don't use every place else. You might hear somebody talking in a certain field and you say, "What the heck are they talking about?" They may be using jargon. Lawyers have a certain jargon that they use. If you're in services for children with differences, we have jargon. We say IEPs and accommodations and things like that. That is our special jargon. It's almost like our own special language, even though it's part of our language. It's like a separate language for us. And let me go on here because this thing is going to cut off on me any minute, I know. Kindle. Kindle is like, um, you think of wood burning, the smaller pieces of wood, the kindling that helps set things on fire, help catch on. But in this case, we're going to talk about feelings or responses or emotions. So if you call forth an emotion, that is to kindle an emotion. Kindle. And oh, we were supposed to be looking at some sentences too, so I'll look at the sentences later. We have to go. I'm don't want to do the screen share for these right now because you know, the problems I've been having. You probably remember this one, like a grassy knoll. A knoll is like a small hill and it's made naturally. You think of gnomes living beyond a grassy knoll or something like that. It's just a little tiny hill. Um, that's made naturally, not like one on the baseball field, because that one is not natural, that's man-made. So let's see, the next one is luminous. That's something that kind of glows. You can look at lumen and you think of light. We had a word similar to that this summer, didn't we? So it's softly bright or radiant. So the sun, like the moon, doesn't give off its own light, so to speak. but you can, it is luminous in the sky at night. Okay. The next one is malleable. Now in Braille, I had an issue with this word because look at how it's spelled, EABLE. Now I figured that the EA is not going to be separate because, or the dot two, because in malleable you say ia, malia, you say both of those letters. Whereas in words like read and lead, the EA is said together. So I'm thinking also, okay, I don't know when it stopped the last time, so I'm going to say malleable again. The E and A is not a dot two in malleable because we have the suffix able is by itself. And you say both of these letters, you say E and A in malleable, and not like in read and lead. Oh, and bead. What else rhymes with that? So that will be two separate letters instead of the dot two sign. And then the last one, oh, mercy, please don't go out while I'm going over the last one. Materialize. Materialize, like to come into being or just to suddenly appear or to become real all of a sudden. You've seen these movies and, oh, don't things materialize? I haven't read Harry Potter or seen any of the movies, but don't things materialize? It's like they appear out of thin air. That's like an example of to materialize. All right, now we have to do another share, new share, and we're gonna go over here and see if I can get these things to pop up correctly. All right, so we're back over here. These are the words you should know. There are no pictures yet. Oh, I wanted to put pictures, but getting this out in a hurry for you since we missed some stuff. And I know the pictures help you to visualize the words and to remember them because it works so well for you. But perhaps if I go through the sentence examples in this video, then it will help you to visualize the words anyway. Okay, number one, you can read that. So number one is emerge. You want to read the sentence with me? I'm going to let you read it first. I'm going to be quiet. No, I can't hear you, but I'll read it after you. Make sure you can check to see if it's okay. Okay, right. It took time for the butterfly to emerge from the cocoon. That's a print period in there. I was going so fast. Next word, number two. Come on, number two, go. Go. You're gonna make me go down here, aren't you? Number two, engross. I know it looks like engross, but people say engross. The vowel, consonant, vowel thing is not even in play here. It's just one of those elephant words that you have to remember. Number, oh, it says she. You read it first. There we go. And the share screen. Okay, so we have the word engrossed. Let me go back to that. We didn't finish. That one wasn't recording. And I was saying that engrossed, the vowel, consonant, vowel thing does not work on there because you've got a double S here. And the O is usually pronounced as a long O, or the O says its name. She was so engrossed in the book that she forgot the cakes in the oven. Have you done that before? Number 3, can you read that? Okay, that's my word for today. Exasperation. Exasperation, because this has been stopping on me. I'm going to keep going. After, oh, you read first. Okay, let's see if you're correct. After waiting forever at the drive-through window, comma, I threw my hands up in exasperation and drove away without paying for the food. Did you get that? Is that what you said? All right, the next one. Exhilarate. That's right. Don't forget, you've got an AR, AR in there. Pay attention to the contractions within these words. And that will help you remember how to spell it. Read this. Okay. We felt exhilarated by our walk along the beach. Is that what you said? All right. If you did, very good. You see the sign here, AR, jargon. Okay. Are you reading it? Okay. It says if you include legal jargon in the article, comma, only law students and lawyers will be able to understand your position. Number 6, Kindle. Okay, let's read together this time and you'll see where you're wrong. The mother hoped the prison, that's supposed to be, I think it's not 5. Inmates, no, it is not a 5. That is an apostrophe. The apostrophes are not coming out. Again, speech would kindle her son to change his rebellious ways. Remember, we said kindle has more than one definition, like kindle, like lighting a fire or kindling, and this kindle that has more to do with emotion. Number 7, Knoll. It also has that vowel consonant vowel thing is not working on this one. It's an elephant word, and the K is silent. Knoll. All right, read with me. Tours of the grassy knoll where JFK was assassinated were given every hour. Did you catch all of those? Did you catch capital? For all these are just straight letters as initials. Okay. And did you catch, remember it, just the E was every, and what else? All right, you got all of those, the rest of those. And number 8, Luminous. Luminous. So you have two signs in this one. Noel, did Noel have any? No. Knoll. There are no contractions in that word. This one has two. The luminous dial on the clock showed 5 minutes to 7. Did you get that? Showed with all those. Showed is nothing but contractions, isn't it? 3 contractions. All right. Have you seen those clocks that kind of glow? The faces of them glow. So that can be described as luminous, though this sentence gives us that. And number 9, let's see. Malleable. And I put the EA so there are no signs in it. I'm going to check on it again, but I think that's the way that's done. Okay. Because otherwise, this would be what? EA would be, yeah, the dot 2. She was, oh, 2 things that look alike. Yes, young and malleable. Actually, this is 2 sentences. You see the period there? Silver is the most malleable of all metals. All right. So when you say it for a person, you talk about their personalities are moldable or shapeable. And we say that about silver because as a metal, you can bend it and shape it very easily. Okay, let's see. And number 10, materialize. He claimed that he could make, what is that? Ghosts materialize. He claimed that he could make ghosts materialize. Okay, so later we're going to have a little mini quiz on that. But there was something else that I wanted to show you because we will also be talking about another, if it stayed on here. Okay. I hope it stays. I do hope it does. Okay. So we had some Nemeth code dealies here. So, and of course it's not, come on, go down. Go down. I'm going to see if it's not going to move for us. We had parentheses and brackets. Now the brackets are the square things. Some people call them braces. And some people call parentheses. In the UK, I think they call parentheses brackets. But, you know, they used to be the same in Braille and Nemeth and in literary Braille. Now it goes down. But now the Nemeth has kept this parentheses. Can you see that? Is that close enough? Let me see if I can get in there a little. No, it's not going to let me zoom in. Ah, now it zooms in. 5 years later. Okay, and there's your parentheses. You know this. This is a review. Dots. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 is the opening, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the closing parentheses. Now, I'm reviewing this one again for a reason, because if we take the brackets and we add some extra dots, let's see if I can get there. Didn't they have it up here? Where was it? Where are you, brackets? There it is. Okay, the brackets are the same thing. See these little square things over here? That's the square brackets. They are just like the parentheses, except you add a dot. And that is what dot? Can you tell? That is dot 4. That's right. So you have a dot 4, open parentheses, dot 4, open parentheses, dot 4, close parentheses. and that is the bracket. Now, if you see that in a math problem, what are we going to do? Okay, if you see it in Nemeth Math, that means that you can enclose regular parentheses inside the square brackets. But deep inside there, you're going to do what's in the parentheses first. Your order of operations still going to be the same. I'm not going to include any problems today. I was. So I want you to look at that one. And I think we're going to review the cent sign and the dollar sign. So there's the cent sign is dot 4C, 4C. And the dollar sign is dot 4, was it? Yes, dot 4S. So here's an example. Dollar sign, number sign, 1 and 0. So that's over here, $10. What do they have for the cent? Let me see. Cent sign, dollar sign, the number, not the dollar sign, I'm sorry. Number sign, 5, 0, and then the cent sign. So you write it just like you would in print with that symbol after the number instead of before the number, like a dollar sign. Okay, and another one we're going to do is the curly brackets. That's those little curly things underneath your backspace on your regular keyboard. So, you know, when you're showing what a set looks like, that's when you use these. I don't know if you've had sets and subsets and that kind of stuff yet, but I thought it's time for you to learn these Nemeth signs. Oh, don't you dare go off. So here's 4, 6 in front of the parentheses. It's for the curly brackets. So opening, 4, 6, opening parentheses, and 4, 6, closing parentheses. 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we're going to do those, and we will have some practice because I want you to be familiar with your Nemeth things, because next year is the high school year, and you may be working some of these problems out. We're going to practice. Your reading is pretty good, so we're going to practice reading those math problems with Nemeth, and I think most of our math books for in Braille, they use Nemeth because we're not going to the UEB math symbols, which we also call literary symbols. I don't know why. They're not very literary, but so we're going to do that. And let's see, did we do the decimal last time? The decimal also uses 4, 6. So I think that's all the Nemeth that we were going to have on there. We might review well, you're going to see the multiplication sign again, and because we're going to do those again, multiplication, plus, and minus. You've used those already. Did we use the? I can't remember if we used the divided by sign a lot, and I'll have to show you how to do the long division sign. That's it's kind of like the print one, and the only last. What was the last one? Oh, the comma. The comma is different for math, I do believe. Like you go down a dot. Here's comma. You go down a dot. So there's dot 6 instead of dot 5. So when we get larger numbers like 1,897, the comma comes after the 1. So look over here in this little block, and you see the 1, and there's the little comma. 897. Is that not cool? And remember, when you have just math, you don't have to have the number sign because it's understood that that's a number unless you're going to start something over again. If you have something between the numbers besides this comma, then you do another number sign to let people know that you're still talking about numbers. And of course, you're going to use letter signs as well to let people know that you've got a letter like this, letter A. Okay, so that's it. Oh, that was not easy to do, but I wanted to catch you up on what these last 2 weeks. Then we're going to start reading. I want you to read before we have a quiz on those words. I want you to read Greg's story. What was it called? Oh, let me see. It was something about a nose. Oh, The Secret of Sawnose. I think you'll enjoy that story, The Secret of Sawnose. And when you read it, you'll be able to answer the questions. I don't want you to answer them right now, or you're going to be able to. And after you, it will also help you with those words every middle schooler should know, because every one of those words is in the story like we usually do, so that you'll make an A on the quiz, okay? And after you make an A on that quiz, we'll not only have another set, but okay, there's a lot of stuff going on over here. We'll not only have an A on the quiz, but you'll have some more words added to your vocabulary, which I think is cool. And the second thing that you'll have is, if you're gonna already have the story familiar from reading it and answering the questions, then I'll do your timing, okay? Let's do your timing after that. Let's see how fast you can go, if that increases your speed some, okay? Okay, I'm looking forward to increasing that speed. I want you to read more Braille for some of your other classes this year. Let's see if we can do that, okay? Don't be scared. It'll be short things at first, and then we'll increase to longer things, because I think you can read short stories and that kind of stuff right now. Your speed is not, I'm not sure if you're that confident in your speed, but for short stories, I think you can do it for your classes, okay? So let's try that. Anyway, I better just go ahead and close up, because this might close up for me, right? So, and we'll talk about some more stuff. I hope this catches us up. Yeah, I hope it catches us up. And I'm so sorry that we kept missing each other. I did not want you to miss. I did not want to miss you, okay? All right. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.